I'm back. I'm so back. Welcome to my YouTube channel. And today, I just feel like being this way behind these glasses. So I hope you won't mind, and I want you to stay to the end. Okay. So I'll just jump right to what really I have to do. And I remember there's a time I in one of my YouTube channel, in one of my YouTube videos, sorry, I talked about signs of a high self-esteem, and I even talked about what self-esteem is. So today I just want to explore more on it, but in a little bit of a different dimension. And so today what I have for you is signs of low self-esteem, but not just generally. So I've narrowed it down to signs of low self-esteem in a man. Okay, so I know, just don't what I mean is don't conclude and say, okay, so why is she being gender based, gender biased, not based. No, that is not what exactly I'm doing, but what I'm saying is today we'll handle signs of low self-esteem in a man. In my next video we shall be looking at the same in a woman or a lady, and we shall still go in and look at it in a child. Okay, so this topic is gonna stay here for some time because I have prepared for a good range of it, and we are going to explore together. So as I've said, today we are gonna look at the signs of low self-esteem in a man, and I'll just go straight to the first sign, which is he will keep on criticizing you over and over and over. Look, I don't want you to get me in any way wrong here. Okay, I don't want you to get me wrong in any way here. What do I mean? Like, being criticized is not a big deal. Okay, being criticized is not a big deal, but how it becomes a big deal is when now it is away from just constructive criticism, and now it's just something to do with you're just attacking he's just attacking you through criticism. Okay, so you'll just know, we are created in such a way, all human beings are created in such a way, you can tell if someone is criticizing you constructively or is just criticizing you for the sake of making you feel some type of a way, or rather just to make you feel like you don't, like you're not, just to make you feel some type of a way, as if you're not that good in something, or you're not good in anything, or you're just useless or something. Okay, so he'll keep on criticizing you, whether you are a friend or whatever, in a very negative way, and it's never constructive. It's just something to put you down always. So watch out for that. That means that this guy is having a low self-esteem issue. Okay, and then if you find a guy who is always negative towards anything and a lot of things in life, my friend, that guy has a low self-esteem. Permanently always negative about anything in life. Anything is just always negative. There's nothing positive that will always come out of the guy's mouth. You know that truly this guy is having low esteem issues. Okay, what about jealous? Jealous is good to some amount. And there are different types of jealous. Is love related. There's jealous to do with you seeing someone going forward and you don't succeeding and you don't like it, such things. But when you see a guy who is not happy for your progress in life, just know that this guy has low self-esteem issues. In fact, he's supposed to support you fully, but if you see he's not happy about it and trying to sabotage and jealous about the fact that maybe you're succeeding more than he is, and he feels like you might outdo him, just having that feeling of, for him to even think. So what I'm saying is, for him to even feel like, okay, this lady is outdoing me, it means he's having low self-esteem issues, because that should not be a problem. Whether you go higher or whichever, you know, if you want to, if you're succeeding and he's seeing you going at a very high pace, you should be happy and not feel threatened, okay? And apart from that, if this guy exhibits any sexual coerciveness behavior or any sexual coercive behavior, this guy has a low self-esteem. So what do I mean by this? Have you ever seen guys who flirt a lot, okay, unnecessarily? And have you ever seen guys who act suggestively sexually towards the female part, towards the female counterpart? That is a true show of a guy who is having low self-esteem issues. So that's, you know, character of exhibiting any sexual coercive behavior shows that this guy has low self-esteem. You know, acting suggestively does not come out clearly. You know, such kind of behaviors are for guys who have low self-esteem. And a guy who actually let me say goes about and rather, let me say, a guy who keeps on having, I call it, careless sexual encounters, like from one partner to another, it means he has low self-esteem. We normally call them players. So a player is actually a good show that this guy is having low self-esteem issues or has a low self-esteem. A guy who really is into knowing himself well enough will not, you know, will be sure about himself and his sexuality, will never be a player and won't even go around having multiple sex partners. So that is one thing you should check, yeah, ladies, in a guy. If you realize that that guy is what I've just said, know that, you know, it is never your problem, and it is just something to do with his self-esteem. I know guys always take this to be something like, you know, you've won a trophy when you're that kind of a guy, but no, the truth is you're having low self-esteem issues, and that is why you're being careless sexually, and that is why you want to be involved with so many women. So you're having low self-esteem issues, okay? And then addiction. Addiction here does not really actually just based on maybe indulging, okay? So it could be an addiction of very many different things, okay? Yeah, so could be he's so addicted into let me say something like what can I say, I'm looking for that word. Could be addicted to, let's say, could be even addicted to food, you know, to some type of food. Could even be addicted to too much watching of football, you know. Yeah, so too much addiction into something shows that you have low self-esteem issues as a guy. Then when you have low self-confidence, yeah, like you just have low self-confidence, and someone can easily not, it's just easy to know, you know, you can tell a guy who has low self-confidence. So such is a sign of a guy who is battling or having low self-esteem issues. And then if you find out that a guy is easily influenced by anyone, just know that he's having low self-esteem issues. So a guy who is prone to influence from people, like what people say changes who he is. It means he does not have principles. He does not have his own principles. So what normally goes on is that whoever he hangs out with can easily influence him and his character and his results in anything he does, and even how he acts around anyone, and even how he socializes around anyone. So it means that for this guy to be easily influenced by anyone, he actually is a guy who has low self-esteem, because he doesn't believe in himself. He doesn't believe in his own principle, doesn't have, you know, principles that can help him. Like he's just there to be taken in any direction, okay? Then Okay, lastly, if you realize that a guy finds it very hard to admit his mistakes, just know that this guy is actually having self-esteem issues. Okay, low self-esteem. Okay, if a guy is finding it very difficult to just accept his mistakes, it is not even, it could be ego, yes, but that ego comes along with just issues to do with self-esteem. So a guy who doesn't have self-esteem issues never sees any issue in admitting his mistakes, and such guys always end up to be very confident. Okay, you will realize that they are very aware of themselves, so anytime they go astray, they are ready to admit their mistakes and move on. Okay, so you see a guy who is finding so much difficulty in admitting his mistakes, then it means this man is having low self-esteem issues. So low self-esteem issues in a man or in anyone is something that you can work on. Okay, having low self-esteem is just an issue of how you are brought up, the influence you had as you're growing up. So sometimes these things affect who you are, and they also affect your self-esteem. But you can always work on yourself and be better. No one was born perfect. No one was born knowing how to act and behave. No one was born, knowing the wrong and the rights. It's just about how we socialize and how we, how life experiences makes us know that, okay, this is how I should be. So it is something that you can work on and become better. Okay, so it is something that you can always work on, and you don't have to change in a day, you don't have to change in a year. It's a lifetime thing that as a guy you have to work on so that you can be better. So guys, thank you so much for listening to all that to that topic of mine today about signs of low self-esteem in a guy or in a man. Please subscribe to this channel, like and comment. Give me more comments on what you feel is also another show or a sign that concludes this man has low self-esteem issues. And please help the men around you to be good and to grow. And if you have a guy that you feel like they should get to know about this, you can also advise them to subscribe to this channel, and they get to know that we are learning, and we're always learning every day. And not even me, I'm not perfect. There are things I have to work on. So this was not about to attack any gender. It was just generally to make us all become good people of good quality by working on those things that we can't even help. It's just something that we were born and the environment shaped us into. Okay, so this marks the end of what I had for you, and thank you so much for being here. Once again, subscribe, like and comment. Thank you so much, and have yourself a very nice, either it's a day in your place or a night, have it in the best way ever. Bye.